Hey, y'all. Listen, happy Monday. I had a good weekend. I hope y'all had a good weekend also. Maybe another time, another day, I'll tell you about my weekend, but not today, because today it got to be express train, okay? Express train, people, because I'm out of here tomorrow. I'm flying out. My flight leaves at 8. Say prayers for me. I love JetBlue. I'm going with JetBlue because that's what I do, okay? So tomorrow I'll be flying out. Don't ask me about my packing because y'all going to judge me. We ain't talking about nobody in the packing right now, okay? We ain't going to do that. Just pray that tomorrow I'm on the flight when it pulls out the building at 8 a.m. in the morning. That's all you got to do. Pray tonight, okay? Pray for Diva, all right? So let's thank you. Come on, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. Prayers, 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 okay? And the kid was here this weekend, and it was nice to see him. I got to drop him off tonight back at school. But anywho, that's another story. All right, listen, guys, this is Love and Marriage Huntsville recap. And you know what? I liking it. I'm liking it so far this season. Okay, Love and Marriage Huntsville. They did the town hall downfall. Whew, child. Let me tell you something. Marsau is a piece of work. A piece of work. And in reality, I don't know how anybody could be married to that man. He's a lot. He's a lot to deal with. It couldn't be me. No, no. You think the cops go to Kim and Croy's house? Woo! Honey, if I was married to Marcel, they would live outside our door. I promise you that. Because no, I'm a piece of work myself. No, we would be getting it in. But anywho, we're going to talk about that. And let me tell you something. You know what? Martell know he love him some MEL. Too bad he messed up. You messed up, bro. It is what it is. You messed up. But I'm telling you, that man loves Melody. Any chance he give Melody the flowers. Yes, he does. Says she's a good speaker. Did you see how he was looking at her at the town hall? Talking about, I wish you was still mine in his head. Yes, he was. Come on, Martell, though, you messed up. But can I say this? Can I give the men a public service announcement real quick? Any men out there, if there's no men out there, you know what? Clip this one piece and send it to the men in your life. Your cousins, your brothers, Pookie and the people on the street. Just send it to them. Here you go, man. Y'all like to play games. Yeah, you do. Okay? Y'all like to play games. Y'all have the best thing that life would ever give to you, a good woman. But y'all still be looking. I don't know why. Y'all still be looking. Yeah, he's an idiot. He is. We're going to give him that name. Y'all still be looking. Y'all be looking high. Y'all be looking low. Y'all still looking. Okay? That's what happened to Gordon over there from, what's that? The Real Housewives of Potomac. He had him a good woman that would have stood by him through his prostate cancer and his thing not being able to go up anymore. She would have stood by him. But no, he was looking and he fell into Mia's trap. And now the bank account is on E and Mia's gone. Oh, thank y'all. Come on now. Thank you, Raheem. Don't cheat the diva. Don't cheat me. Thank you for the compliments. I love y'all. Okay. That's nice. Listen. I'm about to board this platform because we got to get this thing done, y'all. We got to get it done. 60 minutes, okay? I got to get on the road. Well, anyway, y'all know what I need, right? I need a what? Come on now, put in the chat now. I need a what? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. Oh, look at you showing off tonight, Gemini. Come on now. You better go ahead. Thank you for the super sticker. Okay. Thank you. I'm looking cute. I appreciate you. Okay. Thank you for the super sticker. I love it. Okay, that's right, y'all. I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It's time to board this train for Monday night Love and Marriage Huntsville recap, okay? The town hall downfall. And we're going to pull the people up on the platform. You ready over there, Roy? Come on, Roy is in the building, people.
Theo. You know, I got my big old luggage, honey, and I got to keep everything in, and now I done lost what I'm looking for.
Ain't that a mess? Ain't that a mess? Ain't that a mess, honey? The big bags is always the problem. Tay 26 can't bring you up yet because your thing is saying the device is not connected. But when you're ready, I'll bring you up. So far, people, we have boarded this platform. We're going to get through this. Marsau and Melody, their conversation continues. He a piece of work. He a piece of work. I don't even know if I could have had lunch, breakfast, a biscuit, a cup of coffee, or tea with that man. Because he talks in circles, right? And then he's trying to play mind games on you. Then at the end, he apologizes and like, you know what? Didn't want you at the Black Expo because you ain't had nothing to bring to the table, but you can come to the town hall about the Black Expo because I value your opinion. What happened? I wasn't good enough to be part of the expo and speak and get paid. You said my e-commerce business was a joke, but you end the conversation and you partly apologize. And then you say I should come to the town hall. Why? So you could get my ideas for free again? I pass. I wouldn't have showed up. For what? You want my intel for free? No, I pass. Now, this I will say there was a piece of the truth that came out that man's mouth. When he said to Melanie, it's a difference when you with a major platform is selling an item versus the average person on the street trying to sell an item, a t-shirt, a mug, or a cup. There's a difference, right? And let's be clear, there is a difference, right? She has a platform, she has a fan base, she has a leg up, so to speak. So you can't go to give the next seller that same piece of advice and they don't have that leg up. I understood what he was saying there, but it's a situation of right message, wrong messenger, right? Because if nobody knew you from the platform and you trying to sell a t-shirt that says millimeter, I don't think that would have went over too well. But anywho, we're going to continue on. Lou and Tiffany. I'm trying to do my best because you know what? Tiffany pulled on my heartstring when she came over here. She did. But I feel like how many seasons has it been with Tiffany and Lou? And I feel like how are we connecting to Nell and Chris more than we connecting to Tiffany and Lou? That don't make sense. That don't it don't. They go to the little picnic. She got the same thing. You're not here. I miss you. Do you still love me? The baby cute though. I'll just say that. The baby real cute. Okay. Yeah, and Big Lou is, he working. He doing whatever he doing. It's always something wrong with Tiffany. I'm trying to tell you. But all I could say is the little baby cute, and that's it, and that's all right. And God bless her for breastfeeding, because they said that's the best milk for the baby. So I'll give her that too. She breastfeeding and the baby's cute. Other than that, I don't know what we getting from Tiffany and Lou. Okay, that's it. And why don't we see the other kids? Maybe we can't. I don't know. It's a mess, right? And then let's. I might as well go ahead and talk about this. Do I want to talk about this during town hall right now? I throw the town hall in last. Let's throw the town hall in last. Let's do those two scenes. Roya, what are your thoughts on Marcel and Melanie's final conversation, and then Lou and Tiffany at this picnic?
There are no real thoughts on Marcel and Melanie's conversation because at the end of the day, Martell had to tuck his tail between his legs and apologize for the BS that he was running around and saying. As Mel said, you continue to disrespect me and my businesses. I'm not a big fan of MEL by any means at all. But one thing that bothers me about not just Martell, but people that do this in general, don't come for the things that I actually work hard for and that I have accomplished. Mel has made some great accomplishments as a married woman, as well as a single mother and woman now. And the fact that he continues to try to diminish the hard work that she is putting in to build for her family and the legacy that she's trying to leave behind for her children is completely disrespectful, because you're trying to do the same thing for yours, sir. So how can you try to tear somebody and pull somebody down when you're trying to do the same thing? It's utterly disrespectful. And I think it's even more disrespectful because you're coming at a woman like this and you're supposed to be a quote unquote man.
That part.
I call you a man when you show me man behavior. Until then, little girl is what you'll get from me.
Oh my goodness.
Diva, auntie.
I'm ready.
I tried to tell you about our girl Tiffany.
Oh, you did. Shut up. Shut up.
Okay. Well, these are repeated conversations that we had last year. You know, it was like sitting down and listening to a record player that got scratched and it was playing over and over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Ace is just going to come along and we're going to continue on with life. And, you know, I'm going to be a good mom and we're going to be present and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And now that Ace is here and everything that you planned is not working out, you then want to come down on Big Lou and try to make it seem like he's just the worst man in the world. Like he ain't doing nothing for you. Like this man is out here working.
Yeah, that
And
part.
when he's not working, as he said, he comes home and he's present. It's bothering me that Tiffany is continuing to play Big Lou out like he the rest of these husbands on this show. When in my opinion, him and Courtney are probably the two best husbands out of everybody on here.
That part.
But then you complain and whimper and cry because he's not there for your every beckoning call. Ma'am, you're a mother. You're a wife. You have other children.
Come on.
You work. These are things you signed up for. I don't understand what the complaint is. I really don't understand. If you are that busy and if you can't lift anything else but the size of your baby, maybe you need to get a nanny. Maybe you need to get a maid. You need to find some other resources to help you out other than nagging and complaining to the husband who defends you to these other men, who takes care of the house financially, according to, you know, what you were saying. You know, the provider. He's done, you know, like she even said it. I miss your presence, you know, when the dishwasher needs to be emptied, it would just be done. When the clothes need to be taken out the dryer, it would just be done. You were truly blessed.
Yeah, blessed beyond measure.
Looking at the blessing, you then turned around and complained about the man. I was just like, get this thing off my screen. I'm sick of you, Tiffany. I'm sick of you. And I really tried to like you. You came up in here on the great train and told us you was going to be different. I don't see no difference. And I'm irritated about it. We could have kept Destiny for all of this.
Oh, you know, well, whoa. Okay. Listen, K and J, thank you so much for the super chat. Lou in trouble with Tiffany. She's manipulative and controlling and starving for attention all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. Leo, your thoughts?
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just okay. I'm gonna start off with the conversation between finishing up with the Melody and the Marsau. They enjoy the banter, in my opinion. They enjoy the banter of each other, in my opinion. I think they go toe to toe. I feel like they shade assassins, both of them. They like talking that ish to each other. All right. And then we get to Tiffany and Lou. Tiffany and Lou, they get on my daggone nerves. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I just all this complaining and you got what you wanted and all of that. We on the express train, so I ain't got nothing to say about them. Skip, move me on to the next scene. Thank you.
Ace, is your thoughts?
I agree with the panel. I think that Tiffany is bored. I feel like, hey, everybody. Hey, Royer. I see you. Thank you, love. Thank you, Diva, everybody. I think that, she initially went against Lou. He told her before she had the baby, right? He was like, you're busy. I'm busy. He laid out the fundamentals. He said, are you sure about this? He wanted to prepare her before, they conceived Ace, right? Yeah. Which shout out to Ace, right? My channel name, right? Like,
Oh shoot, that's
but in all seriousness, I feel like, Tiffany, I feel like let me go back a bit to what I was talking about a few days ago when we were talking about children who came from unwanted parents.
Mhm.
Diva, I love your heart. Let me just say that, for instance, like the reason why I was drawn to this channel, the reason why I love you, Roy Air, you know, in my opinion, Felicia, I mean, just everybody, all you people who have such a heart for children, for people, that's what drew me in, right? Because the world is filled with people who are opposite of that. So Tiffany comes from a lineage of people who, you know, are like that, right? Like similar to my upbringing, which I shared with you guys. So she is tormented, I feel like, within herself. I feel like she needs to you know, I don't want to say like, you know, seek therapy, blah, 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 but she's projecting a lot of that on her husband, and he didn't ask for that. You know what I mean? Like, he's trying his best. Yeah, he told her even before Ace was born, he's like, you know, babe, I know you're busy with your career. Are you sure about this? And she's like, yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Then when Ace comes, boom, she wants to try to guilt him into all these things. And he's looking at her like, didn't I tell you? You know what I'm saying? Like, didn't I tell you, like, before, you know, the baby was born, this, and this, and this? I wanted to ensure that you were okay. But Tiffany, especially, you know, her upbringing, you know, her mother was, you know, from, you know, I think like Utah, or, you know, a white family. And she said that her father was Black, but her family was very much a part of, I don't want to say like a Mormon, like, you know, I don't know.
I think what happened was, I think, is she saying it was during a time where, you know, biracial relationships still wasn't really accepted.
Yes.
And it tore her family apart, and then she got adopted. So I think she has a similar connection to Marlo from The Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Correct.
Kenya Moore. And on different levels, they're all almost one and the same, right? And so I'm feeling you. I'm coming on that page where, you know, when you have this, you know, lack of sense of family, it's like you have some type of deficit, and that hole doesn't get filled unless you seek to fulfill it in some way, in a positive way, right? And so you're right, she's projecting a lot on her husband. And I think that even though her husband tell you, listen, our blended family is good enough, I feel like she felt that it wasn't going to be good enough until she gave him a baby that was between the two of them. She does have a lot going on in that head, but when you get to the point where you have kids that can do for themselves and get their own clothes, food, or whatever, you have reached a very good place in parenthood, right? Where you can perhaps lay in that bed and they could go get their own whatever they want to eat, drink, whatever the case may be, without them dependent 100% on you. And she started over. And Lou tried to warn her, like, boo, is this what you want? You are trying to build your career. You're still not exactly there. And you want to change this thing around, because you cannot, I don't care what you have, nanny or whatever, you still cannot do the same moving around when you got a newborn and you breastfeeding.
Right. Absolutely. And she says that during their picnic, you know what I mean? Like, you know, she says, you know, or he says that, you know, you're projecting. He doesn't call her out on that. But you know, she voices her feelings of insecurity, which I commend her for, right? That's not easy, especially on camera. She's like, you know, are you going to leave me for a different woman? Are you going to, you know, XYZ? And he's like, no, I never thought that. He told her even last season that he was worried about this exact thing, that he would be too busy, she would be too busy. And I feel like she maybe had Ace as a way of trying to join them together, or you know, as a deeper bond.
Yep.
But now she's feeling that exhaustion as being an older mother, as being, the prime caretaker. Like she said, even the small things, right? Taking out the trash, taking out the dogs, et cetera, et cetera. Those things add up when he's not there. She feels that deficit, like you said, that emptiness. So yeah, it's interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing how their relationship progresses as the seasons go on.
I am too. You are right, Natasha. Tiff should have gone to therapy instead of having a baby. Yeah, she has a lot to go. Yeah, it's a lot. Tiff, but Tiff, I'm still in your corner. I got a foot in your corner. I'm rooting for you. In my opinion, what are your thoughts?
I'm glad you're rooting for her.
Oh, darn.
Okay. I'm not. Here's the thing. The therapist told her she didn't need to have a child, that
Oh
she
my
needed to
God.
work on her marriage first. Okay. She
Yes.
ain't want to listen to him. She thought she knew better. They left the whole retreat. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Then Lou tells her, like, look, I don't really want to start over. She said, I do. She talked them into it. Now you got what you got. You're gonna have to deal with the consequences, ma'am. I mean, that man gotta work. He said he got his dream job coaching for Alabama A&M, the baseball
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
And he got to go on the road with them boys. He said, I took off when you first had them to make sure you were straight. Now I got to be back on the road with these boys. I mean, what you expect? The man got to make a living. And if it's his dream job, then yeah, you ain't giving up your dream.
Oh, damn. Woo. Oh my God. Can we have a heart tonight? I mean, you ain't lying, but woo. Yeah, he did say it's his dream job.
Tiffany is spoiled, and she thinks of me, me, me. And in a relationship, it's not a me, me, me no more. It's a we.
Hold on. We, y'all. I'm just saying. Woo. E, your thoughts? You got a heart for Tiffany, E?
Positively no. I will say that all these women this episode look absolutely crazy, going back and forth with Marsau. When you argue with a man to respect you, clearly the understanding is that he does not respect you. He will never respect you. And why earning Marsau's respect is so important to Mel just baffles me. Mel is still working backwards, if you ask me, backwards as hell. Whether it's Martell or Marsau, she still doesn't get it yet. Poor thing. Mel, when they sat there going back and forth about her and Tisha's Instagram beef in 2019, and then Marsau says it was 2020, then Mel says 2019, and then Marsau says 2020, who gives a damn? They're cousins. Those two went back and forth about those bankruptcies they filed, and she's talking about, I didn't want all of Martell's debt, and Marsau and Tisha talking about they had to protect the assets, quote unquote. Again, they're cousins. What difference does it make? The judge cares not about the reason you're filing. All the court wants to know is, can you pay your debts? And if not, are you filing Chapter 7 or Chapter 13? I'm convinced that Mel and Marsau just wanted to sit there and argue with one another. And this is their thing. This is what they like to do. This is their love language. I think both of them got a mental orgasm from all of that verbal sparring because the conversation was positively meaningless otherwise. Now, another meaningless and unproductive conversation, Tiffany and Lou, I'm not going to spend too much time because people already said my points, but what I will say is that Lou told you this wasn't a good idea. You need to utilize your resources, because I understand having postpartum. I understand having to not being able to run errands, because you got this baby on your hip all day. I get that 10,000%. Been there, done that. But that's when you call your mom. That's when you call your sister friends. Get one of them boys you claim y'all been raising so well to pitch in for an hour. Utilize your resources. Daddy has to go to work. And Tiffany had the nerve to say that she was worried about Lou finding some younger woman and leaving. Girl, please. Let me be the first to tell you, you don't have to worry about no younger woman wanting Lou. Trust me. Stop nagging that man, because I'm about ready to drive down to Huntsville and file the divorce petition on Lou's behalf. Put a fork in it.
God. Well, why do you think nobody want Big Lou?
I don't think that a 21-year-old, it's not that I think that younger girls don't like older men. I do.
Mhm.
But I don't think that a 20-year-old is going to put up with the boring personality of a Lewis. And I'll leave it right there because I like Lou. I just don't like Tiffany.
No, Lou look like he know how to have a good time, and if he roll up on the right 21-year-old, it's giving sugar daddy vibes. And hey, Big Lou.
Well, Royer, if you're talking about 20 minutes and you're talking about $5,000, I can put in 15 minutes. I could do that.
All right, listen, Monique, you ain't right. She said, I think Lewis applied for that coaching job the day Tiffany found out she was
You so petty.
Yeah, that is so messy. That is so messy. The Don, you're up. Are you there? Hey, Latoya.
So could never. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you now.
Okay, Melody and Marsau have not relationship tension, but they definitely have sexual tension, and it's obvious.
Oh my goodness.
They like to bicker.
Ooh.
They could, it's so obvious. They smile and smirk at each other. And if they could leap across that table and kiss each other and go in the bathroom and hunch for 10 minutes, they would have. And that's why
Not 10
Tisha can't.
minutes.
Y'all too much tonight. Y'all too much.
And that's why Tisha doesn't like her. That's
In
why
the
Tisha
public
doesn't like her.
spaces too, no doubt. Not the bathroom. We had to get off mute. Lord have mercy.
And they just sit there and smile at each other and they take each other digs and they don't take each other seriously. So I see it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Tiffany and Lou, this woman, she's the reason why divorces happen.
Oh my God.
You sit there and you nag this man for having a professional job at a university level. He's not coaching AAU. He's not coaching high school or Pee-wee. He's at a college level coaching baseball. It's not where you just go in the evening. He's getting paid for a full-time job. So he has to go in the morning. He has to travel on away games. He has evening practices when these kids get out of school. He has to go on recruitment trips. You knew what you signed up for, lady. And then you're going to sit here and nag him for no reason. You're going to ask him dumb, delusional questions that you already know the answer to. And you're going to talk about a dog that you have to take out when you have a backyard that has a fence around it. If you can't and call that dog back in the house.
I should knew not to take that sip.
And then you had the nerve to say that this man was an absentee father. That was problematic, lady. There's nothing absentee about him. He's working. What's absentee is those chromosomes in your brain.
Oh, shit.
Get it together. Get your privilege together. And raise that baby. You're not the first. Is this her first child? No, it is not your first child. So this is not your first rodeo.
Oh my God.
This is the most delusional person I've seen. You act like you a teenage girl doing this for the first time. You're a mature woman. You know what you're doing. So get your life together and stop blaming this man.
Oh my God. I got tears.
I agree.
Yikes. I can't even do this right now. I can't. Yikes, okay? Not Pee-wee. He got a real job.
No, it's the chromosomes.
too much. I cannot right now. I need. Oh my God, I need a triangle. I gotta get a lesson.
Oh my God.
Right
Oh,
here,
my
I need a
stomach hurt.
triangle. Okay. Yes, my stomach hurt. Savannah, you're up.
Hi, Diva.
know if I can right now. I don't even know if I can after that. Okay. Wow. Marceau and Melanie, I'm just sick of those two. You can obviously feel the attraction and the tension. Marceau is attracted to women like Mel, but he can't stand them because he doesn't know how to control them, and it's just toxic masculinity. And I'm just sick of both of them. There's just Tiffany and Lou. Tiffany has been doing what she's manipulating Lou since the beginning. You know, if you recall, she's the one that proposed to Lou, and did it how she wanted to, and she talked him into having this baby as well. So, you know, it's been always what she wanted to do when she wanted at the time that she wanted to do it. He was. You know, when they were dating, he didn't want to. I forgot. I think it was in season 3 or 4. He wanted a little bit more time, but they got married quickly. She forced this man to have this child. Although. Oh, I'm gonna say forced because he told her, even Melanie told her that, you know, listen to Lou and take his feelings into consideration. Before they were almost done, their kids were grown, and it was about time for them to be to themselves. And they were still newlyweds. So she asked for all this, and I'm sick of her nagging and complaining. I'm ready for her to move on.
Thank you, Savannah. Latoya. Yeah, that part right there too. But it was the whole read.
It was the read. It was the read. It was the read. It was the read, honey. It was the read. Okay. Woo!
I cannot. Oh my God. Dustin, welcome in the building. Any thoughts? I don't know if you was listening behind the scene or you want to.
I wasn't listening because I was on another panel. So I just wanted to. You can. I don't have any thoughts on this scene, but I just wanted to say that I was on another panel. So sorry, I was late tonight.
No, you're okay. Was you with Juice?
Yes.
Well, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. We appreciate you spreading the love. Okay. Hey, Juice. So we appreciate you. You're all as well. Okay. Dadon, you're gonna get it. But anywho, we're gonna move on because I was done. Okay. The tears, you're gonna make my lashes fall off. I just got
all the way off. Okay, listen.
All the way off. Okay.
My bag got to fall off.
But I do want to say one thing, Diva. I want to say that this show, this 11 Marriage Huntsville, if they don't make any changes next season, Diva, I don't think I'm going to be lasting because this is getting to be too crazy.
Thank you, Dustin. Latoya, that's why for real. If Roy could figure out how to help me do end of the year clips, that will definitely be part of the end of the year clips.
Okay, end of the year clips. We gonna definitely do
that. Will go down in the Diva record books for real as well. Okay, the Don and E will be in the end of the year clips because that right there was out of control. Okay, Pee Wee. I can't stand y'all. I cannot right now. I really can't. I can't. All right, I'm gonna try to move forward. I gotta move forward, okay?
Oh my God.
Maria, you a fool. I cannot right now. Okay, we gotta move forward. Let's move forward to this town hall, okay? So the town hall, Marcel and Tisa was there. Maurice and Kimmi was there. You know what? Let me just say this real quick about Kimmi. I'm glad she survived her situation, but Kimmi,
read her down. We finna read her down.
She's not giving any substance, but we'll carry on. Stormy and Courtney were there, okay, and Courtney just laying back, looking like money. He laying back like whatever, like you know what I mean. So Courtney and Stormy was there. Martell was there. Tiffany was there without Lou because you know Lou was out there. You know he coaching now. Okay, so Tiffany was there, and then Mel came in the building. Okay, and did y'all catch how Martell was looking at Mel? Anyway, Marsau is a piece of work. Everything is a joke to him, and it's about drama. He takes nothing seriously, and he's making a mockery, in my opinion, of the show in every single situation. And to be so insulting, just to be insulting, like, I'm over it. He was very disrespectful, in my opinion, to Stormy's husband. You wanted to go real petty and low and to give the last dig of calling him by the wife's last name. Like, don't do that. Y'all want to see something crazy about, there's a lot of men that unfortunately cannot handle, and I'm not saying that Stormy husband is one of them, right? There's a lot of men that cannot handle when the wife or the partner makes more than them. You want to watch a good movie on that? It's on Netflix. It's called Fair Play. It's wild. It's a good movie though. But anywho, let's back to this, right? So she said, Marcel's conversation with Mel, saying that, she wouldn't be, he uses the wrong words, but like I said earlier, I did understand what he's saying. Like, if I never came on YouTube and I just wanted to sell a t-shirt that said choo choo, people would be like, what is that? Why would I buy that? Do you see what I'm trying to say? So I get what he was trying to say with that. But again, I always say, like with him, sometimes it's the right message, wrong messenger, right? Marcel and Courtney going back and forth. And then Marcel and Stormy going back and forth. I will say this though, Stormy could lay off calling him a bitch. She could. Because all right, we get it. Enough is enough with that, right? Then Nell meets Kimmi. Now, see, this is a mess with Kimmi. How you gonna invite somebody, then uninvite them, and don't tell them that you uninvited them until after you have the town hall? Make that make sense, okay? So Kimmi, she's full of it too. And she's just about as messy as the rest of them. And then, Martell at the construction site. Martell at the construction site. And here comes Chris. I don't know who that other person was at the construction site, but
that was his business partner, Martell.
Yeah, they could have carved him out. They could have carved him out because his feelings would. I wasn't here for it. That's why Chris had to tell her, you don't even know me, bro. So just shut up right now and let me have this conversation with Martell. Martell needs to move. A point blank in the period. He needs to pack his stuff and move. Okay. And why do I need to get you a moving truck? You are a grown whole man, and you over here pretending like you building a building. Okay, for other people so you could rent it out. How you gonna rent it out when you need someplace to live yourself? Maybe when you finish building it, you need to move in. Okay, you want to rent it out. You doing all this big work. You know what? Every time we see a project with them, it's some dirt and they got a shovel. Every time we saw Marsau in Tisha's house, it was the dirt and they had a shovel. We saw Maurice in Kimmi's spot house or whatever. We saw dirt and a shovel. I want to see some actual breaking the ground for real, and I want to see some progress, okay? Because right now it's giving me what's Sheba Sheree, Chateau Sheree, where 10 years later we're gonna finally see maybe the end result or whatever the case may be. So that's messy. Now, like I said, Martell at the construction site, he gave Melody the flowers. He said, she's a speaker and she deserves to get paid. You better go ahead, Martell, and drop the little seeds to try to get your ex-wife back. I don't think it's going to happen, but you know what? Give it a shot. Give your best shot, because he dropping little gems and seeds everywhere. Did you see at the town hall how he was looking down the table at Melody? He was like, go ahead, boo, talk. That ain't your boo no more, though, Martell. It's over. You messed up. Roy, what do you think about those last few scenes?
As you opened up with talking about Kimmi, Kimmi, girl, I was riding for you. I was out here getting drugged down in the streets for you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I really took issue with you being the last to show up to a meeting that you set up.
You better talk about it.
Then I took more issue with you having no say. And when I mean no say in a meeting that you called.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't keep us on topic. You didn't give us topics.
Mm-hmm.
You wasn't a mediator. I was trying to figure out what was the reason for this meeting in the first place. And
Right.
Maurice, you just as down low, dirty, and shameful, just like your brother, because last week you was all upset and all in arms. Oh, we need to have a conversation. We need to talk about this. Well, then we get here to the table, and the two people who had seemed to have so many issues with everything that's going on had nothing to say.
Nothing.
What a waste of our time and scene.
Insane.
Marsau and Tisha did not come to receive. They came hostile. Tisha came with an attitude. And it was very disrespectful. And when Melanie sashayed in the room, you know what? I keep telling y'all, I don't care for Melanie like that. But we should have called this Melody's meeting. Because she opened it and she closed it.
Did she though?
Point blank and a period.
Did she though?
Now, yes, she did. Yes, she did. Now, when it comes to Stormy and her husband, I was very disappointed because I did not want them to stoop so low.
Yeah.
Down to Tisha and Marsau's level.
I agree.
Stormy, you have so much more than Marsau and Tisha could ever have. So much more. And the fact that you allowed yourself to stoop down to Marsau's little girl level was just, it saddened my heart. But what saddened me even more was to see Tisha sit back and allow her husband to talk to and disrespect another woman in the manner that he did. Am I surprised? No. But it's just disappointing that it's one thing for you to let your husband talk to you and say to you and do to you whatever you want. But when it comes to another, it is your job to be your sister's keeper. Don't talk to her like that.
Yeah.
So out of order, out of pocket, out of line. I'm disappointed in Marsau and Tisha. There needs to be no another Black Expo. And if there is, I would not be a part of it. Because nothing that was said at this table today was taken serious. Then we moved on to Kimmi and Miss MEL in their meeting. Another waste of a scene. You're fake. You're a liar. You told MEL that you were going to invite her to the meeting. Where was she at? You said that you were only inviting people who were a part of the expo. Tiffany wasn't a part of the expo.
You better talk.
Melanie wasn't a part of the expo.
You better talk.
Stormy's husband wasn't a part of the expo.
I'm trying to tell you.
I was confused why all of these other people were there. That was your reasoning for not inviting Nell, because she wasn't in the expo. The lies. Now, Kimmi, you just, beat cancer. Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
And this was the furthest thing that I expected you to come out and behave this way. Because the Lord just saved your life. And we was out here for real rooting for you and praying for you. Even when your low down dirty husband was doing you wrong, we were still holding you up.
Come on now.
And this is the thanks that we get? Then we moved on to Martell and his boy toys. And it behooves me how Nell's husband, what's his name?
Chris Fletcher.
Chris Fletcher. Why do you keep letting this man punk you in your property?
That part. Come on now, you better talk.
You don't know how to pick up the phone and call the sheriffs and put his ass out?
That part.
Don't Miss Marlene have a whole house? Yes, her son could go move into. All the sheriffs, throw his on the street and tell him to get over to his mother's house. It's not your problem where Marsau is going or what he has and don't have. It's your job to get him out of here and sell this house. Got Miss Wifey over here. What's it, Miss Nell, working day in and day out at the daycare, breaking her back because you want to let a man stay in the house rent free. Child. But what I will say is that Carlos King is bringing it this season. Because I have enjoyed every episode thus far. Every episode.
No, I had to. They doing much better. Well, you know what, Takesha, you right. I thought Stormy husband should have told her stop calling him a B. I can get with that. 100%. I could get with that. 100%. E, your thoughts?
Well, before I get started, let me just go ahead and say I am Team Marsau tonight. And so I have to, this is going to be a change of pace from my usual commentary. First of all, these cast members gave Marsau advice that he really should have paid for.
Absolutely.
How are you charging people for a booth, but asking them to come in for a follow-up debrief for free to give you critique for the next event, which they may not even be invited to?
Right.
Oh, okay, Marsau is a pimp. I like that. Mel walked into this meeting like she was Iyanla Van Zant coming to meet Evelyn Braxton and the Five Daughters because, oh, I want to be on my Zen. I mean, that was just so extra. Melody, shut up. I mean, you did come with good advice. Mel's advice was top tier. I'll give her that. And she made some good points. But this phony holier than thou speech just missed me with it, because just last week you were at the voucher daycare trying to drop dimes to the feds to look into Marsau and Tisha's contract. So knock it the hell off. Now, when Martell said, because I only want to talk about the meeting because everything else mattered not to me. When Martell said that he had great advice to offer to up-and-coming entrepreneurs and that he could take it back to when he was cutting grass, I was thinking, oh Lord, Abraham, Ramesses, and Genesis. Take it back to King James. I would love to see Martell's tax returns from cutting grass. And I'm curious to see how landscaping subsidizes his lifestyle annually. I would love to know that. Landscaping can be very lucrative. However,
yes,
Martell does not own a lucrative landscaping business. So that would have been positively pointless to say. Now, if y'all remember last week, I told y'all Stormy bringing up gender roles and, oh, you can't talk to me without my husband. I said bringing that up into the boardroom or in business is a bad idea. Very bad. And if no one has ever told you, nobody in the workplace gives a damn about you being married except you and your husband. This is not family or fiance. This is a debrief meeting. And one thing I've learned from my very first mentor is that everybody who pulls up a seat to the table in a conference room, you're expected to bring your A game, number one, and number two, speak up for yourself. The conference room is not a place to be filing your fingernails and talking about, I'm trying to live the soft life. Shout out to Nene Leakes. Stormy wanted to act docile after she stirred the pot and used profanity. Oh, Stormy was out of order. And I'm standing my ground on that tonight. I don't care if you are a man or a woman, if you're of color or not. I don't care how old you are. 1969, hear what I say. When you pull up a chair to the boardroom, you should expect everybody's energy to be dominant, especially when it comes to sales. Now, Stormy started it off talking about Courtney. Maybe I should give you my question to ask Marsau. And Marsau chin checked the hell out of Stormy and Courtney both when he said, I really want to know what Courtney's wife had to say. Mel started laughing. Oh, I hear echo. Diva, do you hear that?
I don't. Did we lose you?
No, I'm here. I was hearing like a double playback. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I don't remember what I was saying, so I'll just pick it up from where I left off. He chin checked both of them, and I remember Melody laughing, and I started laughing at the same time because they can't do anything with Marsau. They really can't. And she kept saying, well, you should talk to my husband. You should talk to my husband. He chin checked you in front of your husband, and your husband couldn't say anything. Okay. All he could say was, well, I think you should let Tisha talk. Why should Tisha be talking? Tisha is sitting there quietly and letting her man do his thing. But see, Stormy only wants Courtney to do his thing when she's losing an argument, because Stormy can't go toe-to-toe and match wits verbally, because all she knows how to do is gel down somebody's hair and fight on the front porch. Do you know what I'm saying, Diva?
You know what? I
So
will say this.
he doesn't know how to verbally spar like a
Right.
Melody Holt or a Marcel Scott or even a Miss Wanda. So Marceau and Stormy going back and forth, that's lightweight for him.
Right.
That's why she was calling him the B word and calling him sassy. And Marceau ate those cheat shots up. That's
He
what
did.
really made Stormy mad. And she sat there in her confessional next to her inarticulate husband, G. Willikers. Just these mumbling ass men. He's just as inarticulate as Martell. But anywho, in that confessional, Stormy sat right there, slinging more mud and calling Marceau sassy and all kinds of bees. And Courtney not one time intervened to speak up on the couple's behalf. As the man, which Courtney keeps trying to position him as, he never took that lead role, ever. And he couldn't do it because Stormy wears the pants in that marriage, and Stormy does not leave room for Courtney to do his thing, like Tisha leaves room for Marceau to do his thing. Stormy is out of place. And that means Courtney is out of place. Thank you for coming, Mr. Steele. Marceau checked Stormy the way Courtney could never check Stormy. As soon as they left, Marceau turned around and chin checked the hell out of Tiffany too and told her, I know you're not used to being valued, but you're valued here. I screamed. Marceau is king of love and not love and hip hop. What is this show? Love and Marriage Huntsville. Not one husband or ex-husband could do anything with him last night, and all the ladies left there upset. Marceau is the king of this show. That's it, and that's all.
I appreciate you, but do I think that man is the king? No. I think Courtney, that's just not who Courtney is, right? But of course, he's going to defend his wife. And I think it was real disrespectful for Marceau to come at Courtney like that. I wish the both of them didn't get so low in the gutter. And yeah, she was for it to be like a meeting and it's business, and you got a brand that's bigger than everybody at the table to protect. I think Stormy did do a lot, right? I wouldn't have been. And then she said he needs a wig. It went way too far, but he disrespected Courtney by saying that. And it's like, I just think it's unfair. Like, those two are a power couple together. And I think Stormy was able to go as far as she did in the business because she got her husband backing her up. And I just think that Marcel is jealous. I think he's jealous of anybody that comes in their circle and they're successful. Because I do think before Melody and Martell, got divorced or whatever the case may be, they were jealous of Melody and Martell. They really was. And it's a shame because I do think those two together were like a powerhouse. But their marital issues, just, tanked that and it went in the gutter. But they definitely was a powerhouse as a couple. But I also feel like Martell has some jealousy against Melody. But it's messy, but I think Marcel just goes gutter low and he'll do anything for the check. And did he eat him up? Yeah, if you want to do points and technically, I'm going to say, yeah, he did. But it didn't even have that same sting to me because he's just going to keep throwing stuff out there into whatever hits the wall. And I think he'll go way low. And he'll do that for $1. And what happens when the show is over? Then what? Dadon, your thoughts?
I'm going to say something that might shock you all. But Melody had some excellent points during this meeting.
She did.
And I was quite surprised. But I am going to shade her just a bit because it wouldn't be me if I didn't. Mm-hmm. But why would you show up to something that, first of all, you were booked for a paid gig, but you end up coming to the Black Expo where you sat for free? I don't get that. But during the meeting, she had some excellent points. She said, you give them some boost them up to start their own businesses, but you give them meat like a CPA, tax attorneys, introduce them to people like that, and I thought that was really good because sometimes you go to these things and they only give you speeches. They never introduce you to people that can actually help you get
Mhm.
started. So that was really good information, give you the meat to actually help you start your business legitimately and not just talk to you about it. So that was really good information. And the way she just got up and left and said I had a flight to catch, I was like, man, but this meeting to me was hilarious. I laughed the entire time. And for me, if you go low, I'm going to hell. That's
Mhm.
you know, and like he said, Marsau, he just don't care. He don't care. Like if you go low, he's going to hell. And it was just some things like they said. He said Courtney's wife. That took me out. He said,
Mhm.
Courtney's wife, you got something to say? I bust out laughing. And then she said his sassiness. I was like, oh, they just going for broke. They're
Mhm.
going for broke. And then Courtney said, let Tisha talk. Can Tisha talk? She's more organized than you. I was like, oh, they just they just killing each other.
Mhm.
They have no couth right now. They just going blow for blow. It's just whatever comes to their head. They just gonna kill each other in this. And the two that caused the meeting, they're just sitting there looking dumb in the face.
It was
Yeah,
embarrassing to
they
me.
didn't even try to stop it. They
No,
just they sat back in their chairs.
embarrassing.
Like where y'all notes at? Did y'all have a PowerPoint? Y'all was so anxious to throw this meeting.
Mhm.
What was the notes? Y'all, what were the thesis? Y'all was supposed to give these people some, something, but
Nothing. They had
it
nothing.
was nothing. It was, and poor Martell, he didn't have anything to say, and Tisha, she was on her phone the entire time until Melody said something, and then she had something to say. I told you all, she knows that Marsau wants Melody.
Melody. Yeah.
She has that energy. She got energy for her. But that scene with Martell and the guy,
Mhm.
the older couple, man, I tell you, is this loving marriage Flintstones? Because these people just build dirt. I don't understand it. I never see a building.
Never.
What it's just dirt and cement.
Mhm.
Where's the
Mhm.
foundation? Where's the bricks and mortar? Can we get a doorbell, a ring, something?
Something.
Uh,
Something. How you building this, but you can't even get a home? You can't move out.
I don't understand. The foundation of this show was like real estate, but we don't see anybody building or selling.
Nothing. Not a thing.
Nothing.
Not a thing. Not a thing. Yeah. And Nell and Kimmi was a wasted scene.
Yeah, that's why I ain't even mention it.
Yeah, wasted scene. Dustin, any thoughts?
No, I just like I said, I was late tonight, so you can just skip over me, dude. I don't mean to be
No problem. You're
late
fine.
tonight.
You're fine. I appreciate you. Emmanuel, your thoughts?
Yeah. First, I will agree with the theory that Mel and Marceau definitely have some little crushes going on. I do think they would jump on each other if they were given the chance. As far as this meeting, I want to mainly talk about Stormy because ain't no doubt she's Miss Betty's daughter. First of all, how are you gonna go to a meeting and you're not even going to say hello, hi to Marceau? Who, another thing, the cast needs to give them a thank you, because this Black Expo has been what they've been talking about for a lot of episodes. So they've given them something to work with. So yeah, she has no manners. Didn't even say hi. Didn't even say how are you. Nothing like that. Then second, how are you gonna go to a meeting and Courtney is sitting up like he's laying down? No, you gotta sit up straight. You gotta know what you're talking about. And then for Stormy to once again use expletives keep calling him a bitch. Like, it's so unprofessional. She
Yeah.
lacks professionalism. She is she's ratchet. I mean, that's just what I want to say. She doesn't know how to act in a business setting. And I to be honest, I like that Marcel doesn't back down. I like that he defends himself, because like he's not he's not soft. He's not a soft man who's just gonna let someone talk over like about him, and he's just gonna sit there and take it. So he's gonna match the energy that he's given. And at the end, Stormy ended up leaving because she saw that nobody else was really backing her up. So yeah, I didn't like that. And then with the Fletchers, I found it really interesting this weekend. The Fletchers and the Scotts, the two couples, all three of those couples were out partying in some yacht. So that's interesting that they're friends now all of a sudden. So I wonder what that's going to be about. And then Martell, I can't really take him seriously because he was going off on Marsau about saying, I don't like people who use other people, but he's using Chris Fletcher to stay in his house.
That part.
So, yeah, that's all.
Thank you. It's a mess. I think because you know what, Emmanuel, I think everything for Marsau and probably all of them now is just about making the show. We're starting to truly find out that reality TV probably has 2% of reality and 90% of all made up nonsense. But my thing is, if you're building businesses in the meantime, how do you expect to be respected as a business person when you're on the screen acting a fool, acting a straight fool? You would never catch me destroying my brand while I'm trying to build it. You can't make that make sense. So you got a good scene, but you're calling this reality. Now, if you want to say that, we just make stuff up, then that's fine. But how do you expect people to want to connect to your business? You see how Stormy said it's impacting my business. Savannah, what are your thoughts?
So I'm gonna jump straight to Martell because I was confused and maybe I missed it. Did he get his builder's license? Has that been
He
solved
has
in the
not.
show? Or
That's why he's constantly talking about a partner. Every time there's something, he always has a partner. He did not get it yet. Mm-mm.
oh, so he's working off somebody's license like before. So okay, because I was confused with Martell's scene, and I mean, this is the longest running squatter that I have known to be on any show, and it's good to see him though because he's been missing for the last 2 or 3 weeks. So it was good to have him as part of Saturday's show, but it's just sad to see that he has nothing really going for him trying to figure out life. As far as the meeting, the after action review of supposedly business leaders, um, oh God, Tisha and Marcel, no agenda, no real focus on why they were there. Tisha wasn't even involved. Marcel is just, my God, annoying. Tiffany, what is her name? Stormy, unprofessional for a CEO. I'm still trying to figure out how she runs her business and why she doesn't see that she's damaging um, for future potential revenue here. And is she in her confessionals? And I don't want to, but is she pregnant?
Who,
She
Tiffany?
seemed like she
No,
was.
I think
Yeah,
she. Well,
no,
you know
not
what?
Tiffany.
You know what?
Stormy.
Courtney? No, I
Stormy.
think Stormy. No, I don't
Stormy.
think so.
No,
I don't.
okay. I was wondering if she was. I mean, she looked cute in her confessional, but I was wondering if she was pregnant and is that her storyline for next year. But disappointed. Kimmy's starting to annoy the heck out of me. I'm trying to figure
Mhm.
out what is her purpose of what is she doing. They really didn't want any feedback and or in preparation for next year if there is one. They at this point I need to see receipts on this $100, and they should have had all of that, been transparent about the whole thing if they were really there for feedback. And Stormy calling Marceau again a B, and one, her husband not correcting her, and Tisha not saying anything either. Regardless of how you feel for Marceau, he's still her husband, a man, and that's just so just low vibrational. So it was I do like this season, and I can't wait for the reunion.
Yeah, the reunion is going to definitely be interesting. Um, if Stormy is really leaving the show, good move for her. I definitely believe. In my opinion, am I up to you?
Listen here, Diva. Okay, so I'm so over the business expo meeting we had because here's the thing: none of the stuff that they were complaining about was talked about. Okay, so we didn't figure out what the money was for, if it was any sponsorships. We didn't figure out none of that. Okay. We didn't figure out what they was planning on doing for the next one, if it was a part of the comeback group or not. I mean, we keep calling this the Black Expo, but they keep saying it's part of the comeback group. Like we didn't get no understanding on that neither. Here's the thing. If they want to do it by themselves, then let them do it by themselves. Why are we giving them stuff to do for themselves? Okay. Like I'm not gonna help you put the money in your pocket. I mean, Mel giving out all her tips and tricks for free. Like, no, I would have charged you. Okay, this is gonna be if I'm gonna give you advice, then I might well go on and get my fee out top. I'm not giving you no advice, okay? Because if it's not benefiting me, if it's not helping me in no way, I'm not finna give you the information. I'm sorry, I'm not. You need to find your own way. Let me tell you something. Marceau is messy. He didn't come in there acting like it was a business meeting, so I didn't have no problem with Stormy calling him out of his name. Was it wrong? Yeah, of course it is. But here's the thing: he didn't come in there like it was a business meeting either. So I don't care. Um, Nell didn't have a right to be there at all whatsoever because first of all, you didn't even come to the expo. So what advice could you have given? You didn't even come. You was mad because they didn't invite you to the expo. So how could you have gave some advice over something you've never even seen? Okay, you only heard people talking about it. We don't need your unsolicited advice. Thank you, and please get another wig.
Oh my.
And as far as Martell, let me tell you something. Martell's throwing everything against the wall to see what sticks. Okay, now that is the one that's throwing everything against the wall, and let's see what sticks. You know, he got a wine, he got a suit, he's still doing houses, he cutting grass. Okay, you know, like he's just throwing everything against the wall to see what sticks, and I don't even care no more. Okay, at this point, I am over them. Okay, because if you're not going to sit here and you're not going to be professional, if you're not going to do what it takes to be on this show, then I think Carlos needs to start cutting people out of this show because it doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't want to see all the drama all the time. Like, it's fine to have some drama every now and then, but when we say we're going to do something that's business, I need to see some business actually happening. This is not how a business meeting would have been carried on. This is not how it would have worked in a real boardroom. Nobody came prepared. Nobody opened it up and said, okay, look, we're going to do this, this, and this. No, it was all over the place. Everybody was jumping in. Everybody was saying what they wanted to say, rolling eyes. Everybody had shade they was throwing. I was so uninterested.
Yeah, you know what the thing is with Marceau and Tisa, you could give them the blueprint and they still won't be able to execute it. I promise you that they still won't.
Well,
be
you
able
know the saying, you could take the cow to the water, but you can't make them drink.
that part right there. I'm coming to you, H, and real quick because I'm about to try to close out. Dan Pam said, Mel is a professional, but y'all call her fake. Stormy is ghetto. Y'all don't like her. So what is y'all looking for? The thing is, Pam, we call it as we see it per episode. And we will give you your flowers if that episode you performed and did your best. We'll give you your flowers. But if you're messy, we got to call the mess for what it is. You know what I mean? So they all, depend upon the situation. And yes, we always give Mel her flowers. She definitely, we always said too with Mel, she was the backbone in that relationship. You could tell that she was the powerhouse because without her, Martell couldn't do anything. D, I'm bringing you up. I hope you're ready. H, what are your thoughts really quickly?
Good morning. Can everybody hear me?
Hey.
Firstly, Auntie, I'd just like to say it looks like you've made your lens craft appointment because you're seeing things a little bit clearer now. Hello, Ray. Was it a joint appointment? Um, so really and truly, I should be sleeping now, but it was the Don that actually made me get up and out of bed with a comment that he made about Mel attending the town hall meeting.
Mhm.
So basically, let's not forget we've had Letitia sit down with Mel and say, the first meeting, you weren't really that animated, you didn't really give a lot. So now when Mel does come to the meeting, as soon as she gives 1 point, now Tisha's on the defensive. So Miss Tisha, you need to make up your mind. What do you want? Do you want Mel to have an input? Yes or no? When it comes to the Don's point about Mel being at the meeting, the town hall meeting, they wanted her at the expo to work for free. So what would you rather do? Go and sit down at a meeting where you're not really going to have much input and, have a little sandwich and a drink, or actually go and work a whole event for free? Because I know which one out of the two I would rather do. When it comes, can I speak on Kimmi and now?
Yes.
I'm going to try and keep my language clean. Kimmy's a joker. Kimmy's a full-on raw barn joker. You invite me somewhere, you then go and hold the event. You then go and call me to come out of my house so that you can sit down and look me in my face to tell me you've had the event and you still never invited me. That could have been a phone call. That's pure straight efferys, and that's the best way I can put it. That could have been a text message.
That you facts. That's facts.
You called me out of my house. You called me out of my house to do what? Further disrespect me? Okay, no problem. And when it comes to Tisha and Marsau and the whole B comment, at the end of the day, Tisha, you should have nipped that in the bud from the get-go. So now if the woman wants to sit down in your husband's face and call him whatever, she said it to his face, backed by her husband, and you was the one that was sitting there saying nothing. And in fact, your husband even admitted he is a big B. So, okay. And when it comes to Martell, don't be fooled by Martell. He's clout chasing. It's not a matter of the Holtz wouldn't be, no, it's not a matter of the Scotts wouldn't be there without the Holtz. None of them would be there without Mel.
Ooh. Okay.
And I think that's everything I've got to say.
I hear you. I hear you. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming through. I appreciate you. D, you closing us out. What would you like to say?
Hey, on the Black Expo, this is all a scam. Kimmi and Maurice, they scammed the people to come to that meeting to give feedback for the Black. Then at the end of it, they're going to tell everyone this is going to be Black. It's not the comeback group. So I'm just like, at the end, I'm confused. Why even have it?
Right.
Stormy, she maybe sit there all while she's talking to him. I was like, Dad, did she talk to people from Target that way?
Right.
And Tisha act like that's her boss. I can't stand her. She called my husband whatever she want, but I got all these products I got to pay her back for, slapping my label on it saying it's mine instead of her child's product. And how could he sit there and say Mel's company ain't real? She just stick things to the wall to see what sticks, throw things against the wall. He had 3 companies before he had Black. He was a pool building company. The second company, he changed the name, but they still building pools. He ain't had no permits, so they had to shut that company down. And he want his wife to hate Mel. That's why he paid Mel all the attention and give her a little bit more respect than he do his own wife, Tissue. That's why I call her, because her skin's so thin. Every time Mel say something, she goes back to season 1 Tisha again. Grow up. You and your big 46 or some years old, and you acting like you 10. I'm going to get my mama.
Can't get her no more since she ain't on the show.
Knowing tongue-tied thugs, she going to come through. And I'm still trying to figure out what Stormy got against Mel. Mel don't like your mother. So what, y'all? Even your mother don't like Mel.
Right, right.
One.
Thank you, dear. I appreciate you. Aces, did I come to you?
Thank you.
Thank
See
you.
later.
Aces, did I come to you? All right, y'all. I'm closing out. I love y'all. I got to get on the road. And y'all know tomorrow I'm flying out. Thank you for being here. This was a great show tonight. Y'all had me in tears. Love y'all. Aces, I came to you.
Yes, thank you, Deepa. Love
Okay, thank
you.
you.
Safe
Love you back.
travels.
Thank
Safe
you so much.
travels. Love you.
Listen, y'all, if y'all didn't hit that like button on the way in, hit it on the way out. This was the local Robin. I tried. I'm only 16, 17 minutes late. Okay, it was kind of express that made a late stop. Anyway, guys, hit the like button. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Love you. Bye. Safe travels.
Thank you.